Welcome to another episode of the Building Bridges Gateway program, coming to you from A9 TV, beautiful city Istanbul. Our goal is to bring peace, love and brotherhood to all mankind, regardless faith, race or nationality. Today we have a very distinguished guest, and I let my friend Oktar to introduce him.
Yes, our distinguished guest is Dr. Zuhdi Jasser. He's a medical doctor and he's the founder and the president of the American Islamic Forum for Democracy. A devout Muslim, Dr. Jasser founded AIFD in the wake of the 9/11 attacks on the United States as an effort to promote peace between the two cultures. He served 11 years as a medical officer in the U.S. Navy. Dr. Jasser is also actively involved in the Syrian American community as the co-founder of the Save Syria Now, and works to help bring true liberty to the people of Syria. Dr. Jasser regularly briefs members of the House and Senate Congressional Anti-Terror Caucuses on the threat of political Islam, and is an internationally recognized expert on the contest of ideas against political Islam and American Islamic Organization. He has been featured in the Wall Street Journal, the Washington Times, the New York Post, the Dallas Morning News, CNN, CBS, Fox News Channel, MSNBC, and BBC, in addition to nationally syndicated radio programs. Dr. Jasser is the contributing writer to a number of books and is the author of The Battle for the Soul of Islam, an American Muslim patriot's fight to save his faith. Simon & Schuster, June 2012. Dr. Jasser, welcome. It's a pleasure and honor to have you.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be with you. Thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you. And we will have some questions for you now.
Sure.
Yeah. Yes, Oktar.
My first question will be, Dr. Jasser, can you tell us about the idea behind the Islamic Forum for Democracy and about your activities? What is your message in general?
Well, our message in general, at the American Islamic Forum is we formed in 2002, and a number of us families, Muslim families, American Muslim families here in Arizona got together after 9/11, and there were two major reasons we came together. One was we found that most of the organizations that were speaking on behalf of Muslims really didn't seem to have ideas that we felt comfortable with. And second, we felt that nobody was treating the main problem, that Al-Qaeda, 9/11, radicalism, Islamic radicalism was a symptom of an underlying problem, and that problem is the inability of certain ideas within our faith community, or the Islamists or political Islam, to separate mosque and state. And that ultimately when Muslims belong to any culture, and when they mix their personal identity, their faith identity, with the citizenship, with the identity to the state, that creates a combustion, a problem where the individual then feels that government is God, government policy is related to God, and thus becomes empowered to do things that can become radical on the extreme, but also become theocratic. So we felt our mission is the separation of mosque and state, and that liberty, true freedom, can be realized through that separation. And it's really no different. I grew up in Wisconsin, and most of my friends that are Muslim are born and raised in the U.S., and we grew up in the construct of the American Constitution, where the First Amendment has an establishment clause, and that clause separates church and state, where the government allows you religious freedom, the government gives you the freedom to practice or not practice your faith, but also has an establishment clause that prevents the government from establishing one faith or one version of one faith. And that's what really we felt we wanted to push for. Not only were we doing anti-radicalism or counter-radicalism, but we felt that the concept of liberty, the American identity, needed a representation, a movement for enlightenment within the Muslim consciousness, and that hadn't been represented in the American media. We started locally, and then slowly in 2004 we had a statewide rally against terrorism, in which 400 to 500 people showed up here in Phoenix, and that got national attention. And slowly I started writing more editorials and appearing on national television, representing an idea that believed that it was really a Muslim, while the faith of Islam I love, and I don't believe that this is anything related to my personal faith, I do believe that the global movement of political Islam, as embodied in the Muslim Brotherhood, has led to a lot of these radical groups that need counter ideas to come from within the Muslim community, and that's what AIFD is about. Since then, we've built a number of coalitions of organizations that have joined us. and we also have a youth project that I'll probably tell you about later.
Yeah.